Would you say that you personally suffer from dysfunctional loyalty?
Absolutely.
Yes, I can see that for you.
Absolutely. Giving people and things way too much of me for
Hmm.
way too too long, well beyond the expiration date. And I see it in retrospect. Dag, I had an out, or I could
Hmm.
have just not said yes. Like it's okay to say no, you know.
Right.
And one of the commitments for this new year was I'm stewarding my generosity. I'm going to be a better steward of my generosity and my loyalty.
Good. Good. So, but
Yeah.
but when you say, "Oh, I had an out," you don't feel you can circle back and still get out.
Well, now I will say that at the end of last year, I made some tough decisions to part ways. All last year I made some tough decisions to part ways from people and things I was loyal to for far too long that
Hmm.
were not reciprocating the level of loyalty or even a fraction of the loyalty that I was given. And it breaks your heart because
Yeah.
sometimes we put loyalty in the things that we think, oh, they're going to catch on. They're going to realize this is a beautiful thing. This is a good thing. And they're going to make sure I'm good until they don't.
Hmm.
And it hurts. It hurts
Hmm.
deeply because, for me, I'm a I'm a freaking I'm a damn good person.
Hmm.
I'm a good person. I love greatly.
Hmm.
I care greatly. I will assure that you are taken care of. If we say we're in this together, you'll never have to question if I'm rocking with you. And it hurts when you don't get that back. It does. It
And is
does.
that a function of, obviously it hurts when you don't get it back, but then does that fall also into the category of expecting you from someone else?
Absolutely. I remember in college, one of my best friends said, I think you see me more of a friend than I see you. Like
Mm.
like you
Mhm.
see our friendship as more than what I see our friendship as. And
And
I
how
was
did you
like,
handle that?
God dang, I ain't never heard nobody say some stuff like that. And I started looking like I'm desperate like that. And it wasn't so much that I was desperate. It was just that I just believed that there was more of a friendship. I cared more about it.
Mhm.
Like even when I'm just gonna say it, when I pledged my fraternity, I remember, dealing with somebody that said, you care about this more than what most people care about.
No, but
Like
that's
you
because
want
you
to
bring
make
your
sure.
whole self to every situation. I can say when we
Yeah.
first started talking about this podcast and putting this podcast together, you would ask me to care as much as you.
I would be like, hey, can you say
Could you
something
just
about,
could you
could you
just
just mention this? I know we're talking about it now, but do you mind repeating that when everybody comes together? You're like, maybe, I
I
guess.
mean,
I
I don't
got
feel that way about it, but okay. But
Yo,
that's a beautiful trait to have. But you also have to, if you're going to be that type person, which you already are, you're going to have to be vigilant about boundaries.
that
You're
part.
going to have to be vigilant about expectations.
That part.
Because the thing is, I think you could probably guess from my personality and what I have shared with you and on this podcast, I do not have dysfunctional loyalty. Okay. If this ain't it, this ain't it. We're not doing this. We ain't never gonna talk about it again. I don't care if we share DNA. I don't care if we shared a house, an apartment, a dorm room. I don't care where we used to be, that there was a beginning. I am fine with the end showing up whenever it does. But that
Right.
also is something that I've had to learn. I used to not do that. And a place where I really used to not do that, and now I'm adamant about it, is in past relationships, romantic relationships that end. I used to
Yeah.
still be friends or friendly with exes because I was like, well, just because we didn't work out, they still are a decent person, or. And then I had to let go because I realized that was dysfunctional loyalty to someone
Yeah.
who never offered loyalty to me in any setting, and I still made myself so readily accessible to them to answer the phone or reply to a text or do a favor or, hey, can you call that person for me? I know you know them. And now I pride myself on not being friends with exes. And I used to not be able to see why that would be a problem. And now I'm like, no, you do not have access to me in any way, shape, or form. Most of them I don't have anything bad to say, or I don't even remember them that well. consciously. But I'm really good with boundaries. I'm really good with boundaries of like now, sometimes people treat you poorly, right? And sometimes when I have been treated poorly in the past, I will naturally go to now, what did I do to deserve that? And sometimes I might be able to get to, okay, you know what? Maybe because this, and this, or maybe when I said this, or maybe that's when it changed for them. But more often than not, I cannot see how I got to the point where you need to treat me poorly or you needed to be disloyal to me.
Honestly, and I didn't realize that I've been loyal to a lot of narcissists. So what you get
And that's
back
easy to
is
do. That's easy to do. Mhm.
yes. And so what you get back, and because a lot of narcissists are very talented, they're very
Mhm.
gifted at whatever they do.
Very
And
charming, yeah.
and yeah, and so I have been loyal to um the potential of them balancing out and getting healthy where it comes to their emotional regulation and maturity. I'm
Mhm.
just like, yeah, I know they mean well. So I'm going to
Mhm.
kind of deal with this. And then but one of the things is I'm not I am a person where I'm like, oh hell no. Like
Mhm.
it'll be the polar opposite where I'm like, absolutely not. Not going
But
to be
how much
okay.
in your face does it have to be for you to get it immediately? Does it have to be like
Once I see, honestly, I think I kind of move when I see that they're hurting other people. That's a thing that I'm like, when their behavior has hurt somebody else,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, nah, I can't be a part of that because I
Okay.
think now my loyalty is endorsing a behavior that is now hurting other people.
Mm.
And so it's kind of ridiculous because it's like I should matter just as much as the other people that I see
Mhm.
being hurt. But I'm starting to do better because this past year, like I had to cut off some very great some relationships with some great people, and it sucks and it hurts. And people are like, are y'all really no longer cool? And I'm like, no,
Mhm.
we're not.
Mhm.
It's
Well,
not
and this
what it
is
is.
my
And I
question
can't
to
be
you.
okay with it.
Well, but here's the thing. So I feel like, and I'm asking you this, I don't have a loyalty kink. I think you may have one. I know someone, I'm not going to say their name. They have a loyalty kink. And when I say that, I mean, whenever they introduce me to someone or if anyone is in that person's orb, there's always a mention of how long they've known each other. He'll say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I've known this person for 15 years," or they will introduce the concept of, "Oh, yeah, we met 10 years ago." And it's because they know he has this attachment to how long I've known you. And it doesn't
And
matter how
looking
long
out
you've
for
known
those
somebody.
people. Yeah.
Right. Right. Just because you've long known someone a long time, to me that's not a testament to a relationship or a
Well,
friendship.
what I hate is when someone puts over your head like, I was there from the beginning. And so now you're feeling, oh, I really have to be loyal to this person
Mhm.
because they did believe in me in the beginning. Yes, they did
Mhm.
support me. But if your behavior starts to perpetuate abuse, know me from the beginning or not, know
Right.
me now at the ending of this. And
Right.
so I'm now getting better there because this is the thing, Eunice, and I told you, I know I'm my mama's favorite hope dealer, but I'm often challenged to live the hope I give often. It is put to the test because I help a lot of people recover from bad relationship or restructure relationship dynamics that are unhealthy. I help a lot of people and I would advise them, hey, cut it off.
Mhm.
Speak your piece, communicate, lower the expectation because now you're just living in a perpetual state of offense because your
Mhm.
expectations are too high for somebody that has perpetually shown you who they are.
Mhm.
And so I
But
have
then
to
you wouldn't
practice
do
it
it
for myself.
yourself. Right.
I have not been the one that has done it always for myself. But when I do it, I do know sometimes it's refreshing when I finally do it.